The St. Lucia government is considering imposing visa restrictions on Venezuela as a result of a political crisis in Venezuela. And in sport, Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders into the knockout stages of the CPL. I'm Ricardo Roberts and this is Caribbean in 10. For Tuesday, August 15, I'll be back with the details after the break.
Join the Caribbean Broadcasting Union and its regional and international partners at the CBU Annual General Assembly, August 21st through 24th at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau, the Bahamas, under the theme Digital Developments in Caribbean Media. Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Alexander Minnis, will welcome delegates during the opening ceremony. Guyana's Minister of Public Telecommunications, the Honorable Kathy Hughes, will offer a keynote address on digital developments in the region. See the launch of the UNESCO-sponsored Manual of Social Media Guidelines for Caribbean Journalists, with guest speaker Jamaica's Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn. And hear from international media players about the new developments in digital television standards in Europe, the US, and Japan. And this year's Caribbean Broadcasting Awards Gala at the Atlantis Resort Paradise Island is not to be missed. Call 246-430-1007 to book your space in the 3-day conference and exhibition. Don't miss the CBU 48th Assembly at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel in Nassau from August 21st through 24th. Discounts on flights to the assembly on the official airline, Caribbean Airlines.
The St. Lucia government is considering imposing visa restrictions on Venezuelans as a result of the political situation in the South American country, where opposition forces are seeking to remove President Nicolas Maduro from power. Prime Minister Alan Chasney says he has asked the Ministry of Immigration to prepare a document in relation to the visa restrictions to be considered by his cabinet. And he says once there are no impediments to imposing those restrictions, they will be implemented. Chasney says he is deeply concerned about the security threat to St. Lucia and the region from the Venezuela situation, but he reiterated his government's position against foreign intervention in Venezuela, responding to United States President Donald Trump warning that he would not rule out a military option to quell the chaos in Venezuela. Chasney said St. Lucia would not support any foreign intervention, whether by the United States or anyone else. Over in Trinidad and Tobago, now more than 100 workers of the Tourism Development Company, the TDC, have lost their jobs. They received their retrenchment letters yesterday. The development came 5 months after Tourism Minister Shamfa Cudjoe announced that the TDC would be dissolved and replaced with 2 separate entities to deal with tourism in the Twin Islands Republic. Secretary General of the Communication Workers Union, Clyde Elder, said workers were given 45 days notice of their retrenchment, which takes effect on September 28. They don't have to report to work anymore and will continue to enjoy all of the terms and conditions of employment that normally apply. Negotiations must take place in the meantime.
Period. The union and the company will engage in discussions with a view to either getting a better package, or if we can't get that, at least we get an assurance that people are going to be transferred into the new entity.
Elder said the process was in compliance with the Retrenchment and Severance Benefits Act and the decisions of the Industrial Court and Court of Appeal, which had both criticized the company over its move to retrench the workers without consulting the union earlier this year. The Barbados-based Caribbean Examinations Council has announced plans to increase the number of papers that are marked electronically. CXC introduced e-marking in 2013, and Director of Operations Stephen Savory says this academic year saw the most papers being graded using this method.
In the 2017 effort, 231 papers were marked electronically, and out of these, there were 155 that were regularly marked in terms of our scripts. There were 3 e-book markings, and then we had 73 e-coursework marks, and overall, over 700,000 candidate papers were scanned, and approximately 8,000 markers were invited to participate.
Bermuda is keeping an eye on Hurricane Gert, which could begin affecting the British Overseas Territory over the next few days. The Miami-based National Hurricane Center said the hurricane, packing winds of 75 miles per hour, was located about 450 miles west of the tiny island. It is moving toward the north near 12 miles per hour, and a turn toward the northeast with an increase in forward speed is expected later today. While there are no coastal watches or warnings in effect, forecasters say swells generated by Gert are expected to affect Bermuda during the next couple of days. The NHC says those swells are likely to cause life-threatening surfs and rip current conditions. Stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
After weeks of speculations and secret negotiations, it became official late last week. The Brazilian superstar Neymar took up official residence in the French capital of Paris, where he will now ply his trade for their team, Paris Saint-Germain. In the process, PSG paid what was the highest transfer fee in the history of that sport, 222 million euros. Neymar's contract, though, is for 5 years at 30 million euros per year.
Remember that Jamaican slang, big things are going? Yes, well, Damien Jr. Gong Mali has the #1 reggae album in the United States. The set titled Stony Hill debuted in the top spot and has held on to its position.
Stand your ground to the last. Real outlaw people love we because no all woman purse can get grab off. No juvenile on the road after dark. No visitors can get robbed in the park. Else boy we finish before them start.
Trinbago Knight Riders raced to the knockout stage of the Caribbean Premier League after beating St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 4 wickets in Port of Spain yesterday. Batting first, Patriots posted 158 for 7 from their 20 overs. Opening batsman Shamar Brooks top scored with 37, while Jonathan Carter was run out on 31. Sunil Narain picked up 2 wickets for 26. Now, in the Knight Riders' reply, wicketkeeper batsman Dinesh Ramdin top scored with 59 from 35 balls to pull his team out of a rut, while they were on 89 for 5, and they were able to successfully chase Patriots' target and capture their 5th win from 6 games in the tournament. Also making a contribution with the bat was middle-order batsman Colin Monroe. He was caught on 36, while Samuel Badri and Mohamed Nabi picked up 2 wickets each for the Patriots. Veteran St. Kitts and Nevis sprinter Kim Collins gets a top job in the IAAF Athletics Commission. According to WIN FM, Collins will begin a 4-year term as commissioner in January next year. He won 798 of the 1,182 votes cast in the IAAF Commission election in London yesterday. Collins was among 15 candidates vying for 6 spots on the commission. Director of Sport Anthony Wiltshire heaped praises on the 42-year-old sprinter who brought glory to the Twin Island Federation when he brought home the gold medal in the 100 meters at the 2003 World Championships. And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.